Alright. Back in the lab, I'll go over some of the projects I'm going to be currently working on. Because why the hell not? Recognize this is a Bodnar board, the load cell version, and I'm going to be. I bought one because my shifter, the very, very crappy, cheap, old setup I put in here, which was a Logitech gamepad, is buried inside this duct tape, well, electrical tape, and it no longer makes reverse go. I've checked that the switch is still fine, so it's just something in the on the board itself shorted or came loose, and it was a real hack job I put this together with. So it's time to do it right. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm not going to put the Bodnar board in that, because that's a waste of a Bodnar board. Considering that's 7 switches. That's all that is. A Bodnar board will do 32 buttons, 32 switches, 32 buttons, 7 axes, and this does a load cell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a project box somewhere, probably from the Container Store, and I'm going to put this in it, and then I'm going to, I've done the, look at that skill. You can see how 4 years of architecture paid off for drawing lines. I'm going to take Cat5 connectors, like these. This is where my networking degree comes in, and I'm going to punch down different sets of wires to do different things, and I should end up with 6 Cat5 connectors coming out of a box, and it's going to be 2 for button boxes, so 2 outputs for button boxes. Yes, no, I'm sorry, 3 outputs for button boxes in a matrix configuration, so that gives 12 buttons for each Cat5, and then the load cell is its own thing, and I'm doubling up the twisted pair because these carry actual load on them, and that'll give you a little more distance. And then the other 7 analogs are going to be split 3 on one and 4 on the other, and they're also, everything gets just squeezed into 8 individual wires for Cat5. So on the other end, I'll do my actual matrix wiring. So this box should be relatively tiny. There's a Tascam, by the way. There's but relatively tiny, and I'll be able to just plug a Cat5 in, and plug a Cat5 into my button box, and plug a Cat5 in, and plug a Cat5 into my shifter, which this will have nothing in it but a Cat5 connector and the switches. So that's project 1, and I'm just waiting for the multicolored Cat5 connectors so I can label them properly. And the next project, move this before I crush it, is with these heavy things. And I didn't expect that to be quite as large, even though I knew the dimensions completely. But this is a 6-pound piece from a Mitsumi. It's not 80/20. It's their competition, who is still cheaper. This was $36 for this. It's a 90 by 90 by whatever the hell 20.5 inches is, because I said, I don't need 24, let's try 20.5. And I'm going to, cutting board, bang bang, on the other side as well. 3/4 inch shaft that has to go through the entire thing. It's going to stick out. I got these nice, these are actually cheap. These are $8. Cutting board is super cheap, whatever that costs. This costs $36. Another $8 cutting board. This rod is $10 at Home Depot, which seems like a ripoff, but it is 16-inch steel, and that's going to run straight through. And then my, I don't know if you can see it in the dark, my G27 will come here, baby doll. You go on the camera. Oh fuck! Which is heavy, is now going to be made even heavier, and I'll move this motor completely under my desk because I'm redoing my desk. So it'll be wheel up here, motor down there, and then I'll be able to get these $4 a piece brackets, and look how nice it is for $4. Will sit somewhere along here, or on the top, or on the bottom, and it'll hinge it up and down. They'll have, I could even make it so that it pulls in and out. The idea being completely adjustable and easily removable, because when this is in my desk, the bracket I made for this to go on my desk is permanent, like wood screws into my melamine desk permanent, where the desk sits here, this clamps down screws from the top, screws from the bottom, nothing moved, and actually just brought it down. This is where it would normally sit on the desk if you're just on a desk, and it went up and over, which brought the wheel, instead of the wheel looking like that, the wheel came down and flat, which is how I wanted it. And it's perfect, except I need more. I changed my chair and I don't have the room anymore. I bought a big lounge chair instead of an office chair. So now I'm dealing with that scenario, which is going to be interesting because this thing is fucking huge. But it's going to look super cool and expensive, and that's what sim racing is about having custom gear that you made that looks cool. One side note I wanted to get out of the way. Oh god, everything about sim racing is heavy. Stay. I ordered these, what are these called? The things for making a load cell, things for making the button box matrix. You had to buy those, what these things are. I'm not heavy into electrical engineering, but I know the terms and I just forgot it now. This is the most insanely packaged thing ever. Came in a bubble wrap envelope, then it was wrapped very neatly in bubble wrap. Then inside that was these 2 pieces of cardboard, which were taped together with that old packing tape that I haven't seen since my grandfather was alive, which I had to cut with a knife because it's got like string in it. And then you unfold that and there's more bubble wrap, and inside that, oh, tell me what it is? Yes, high-speed switching diodes. There's 100 high-speed switching diodes. So, anti-static bag, bubble wrap, cardboard super tape, bubble wrap envelope. I was so excited when it showed up and it's a little tiny thing. I think this was like $4 for 100. So, more than I'll ever need forever and ever. So that's my current project. Sim racing projects are shifter, control, scheme, Cat 5 setup, wheel, move to giant heavy rod of death, which is very heavy, and obviously the speaker things I'm putting on hold until I could go through my, I have those boxes there which contain 8 brand new 6.5s and God, 84 tweeters. I bought a lot of things. And those will be sorted through and decide what they're doing and if it's worth even attempting to try to modify and sell these Daytons to, you know, fixed.
When you're a stranger, faces look ugly. When you're alone.